Welcome to the Pember Museum. This is the Pember's Attic exhibition, which showcased from June 2022 to May 2023. It is a collection of items found in the attics of Franklin and Ellen Pember's home and the museum. In October of 2020, various items were donated to the museum by the Pember House Restorations, LLC.
First, we have photos of the unknowns. There is a couple photograph by E.A. Hyatt of Cortland, New York. Then we have an unknown family. It appears to be 4 sons, 2 daughters, a husband and wife. Or it could be 2 sons and their wives, or daughters and their husbands. Last is an unknown house by Baldwin's Studio, Somerville, New Jersey. It was in business from 1900 to 1910. Found in the attic above the museum were mercury glass shades, which were also called X-ray reflectors. They feature a mirrored coating under a top coating of paint. They were produced in the early 1900s by the National X-ray Reflector Company of Chicago. These fluted, quilted patterned shades were used in the library as seen here in this 1900s photo. The other shade is a radial-waved scallop design, which was used in the museum as seen here in this old photo. The date of the photo is unknown. The Stanley level was found in the home attic. It was patented in February of 1890. There is a hand-carved F and T in the side, although the T is facing in the opposite direction from the F. Franklin's middle name is Tanner. We assume that it's Franklin's, but his uncle was Franklin Tanner, which was his mother's brother. Also found in the attic is a decorative block of wood. There is a wood-burned design on the right side with a border design on the front and back with leaves on the top. Its origin is unknown. Next is a shipping crate board labeled Live Plants from James Vick, seedsman of Rochester, New York. Franklin Pember purchased seeds and plants from Vick for his garden. We know this because there is a wooden slat with a handwritten garden list on it that was found in the house. Among the flowers and vegetables listed on the slat is the Marcelli poppy, a garden strain of the opium poppy. This poppy can be found in Vick's 1870 Floral Guide, but the poppy is no longer one that can be purchased today. Starting at the bottom of the garden list are calla lilies from East. Third bed, 5 rows California poppies, balance Old Brilliant. Second bed from West, 3 rows Snapdragon, 2 rows Tulip Poppy, 3 rows Marcel's Poppy, 3 rows Brilliant Poppy, and 3 rows Bachelor's Button, also known as cornflower. Bed next to walk, gladiolus. 3 rows phlox, 2 rows goetia. West side beds, west of walk, gladiolus and pansies. Vines, Livingstone daisy, evergreen cucumber, melon, emerald fern, and unknowns. Squash, east side, 4 hills, Hubbard, 2 hills, delicata, 4 hills, delicata in the south, 6 hills, Ford Hook in the southwest, 2 hills, Perfect Gem, south. Next, currants. Second bed, nasturtiums, balsams, and delphiniums. Third bed, asters and pinks. Fourth bed east, from west, zinnias and marigolds. Another shipping board found in the house attic was one from A.E. Price of Grant Park, Illinois. Research uncovered 5 sets of eggs in our collection, which were either collected by Arthur Price or for him in 1889 and 1891. We displayed 3 sets. One set of eggs was the Bartram sandpiper, collected in 1889 for Price, according to the data sheet. Another set was the horned lark, collected in 1889 by Arthur himself. The last set on display were eggs of the grasshopper sparrow, collected in 1891 for Price. On the backside of the board features a Grey Goose tobacco label by Lidget and Myers. Shipment of these eggs might have been between 1891 to 1893. Because in March of 1893, there was a boycott on the Grey Goose brand by the Knights of Labor. However, the crate could have been sitting around for years and then used to ship the eggs any time before Franklin's death in 1924. An interesting find in Pember's home was an apothecary jar labeled Elixir Chelanthus compound from the Norwich Pharmaceutical Company, founded in 1887. This homeopathy compound was used for liver health, gallbladder, and abdominal glandular organs. Perhaps it was used by Franklin's mother, Maria, who lived with him and died in 1892. Or perhaps Franklin or Ellen used it. A black wooden chest was also discovered in the attic of Pember's home. Hours of research turned up nothing exactly to its design. It's clearly missing the top tray, as evident by the side guides, and the cup handles were replaced, as we can see the lack of paint. This chest might have been Franklin's or a later occupant. It could have been a carpenter's or a taxidermy chest. On loan from staff was a handmade booklet titled Lessons in Furcraft Home Study Course, dated 1924 to 1925. We also displayed real taxidermy glass eyes. In 2017, this leather snake in a bottle was found in a large crate of the museum's attic. It is also called a queen snake. The snake's smell was evident through the cork and wax seal, so staff added more wax along with aluminum to prevent any further odors escaping. The collection date is unknown, and most likely a juvenile based on the size. Last among the objects exhibited was a partially articulated skeleton. At first glance, we thought it was a wallaby based on the small size. After research, it was determined to be a juvenile kangaroo. There are many specimens in the museum's collection which Franklin purchased from Wilhelm Schluter of Halle, Germany, a natural history dealer. In a supply catalog dated 1928 copy, located in the museum's attic storage, it lists a wallaby and a red kangaroo on a page titled Skeletal Preparations. The first supply catalog was published in 1868. Perhaps Franklin purchased the bones from Schluter. Holding the partial skeleton together was glue, wire, coated wire, and copper tubing. The glue was disintegrating, and the front foot fell apart during the move. Much of the skeleton was left as it was found, but some changes were made to accommodate the positioning of the legs. Bernadette took on the task of putting the skeleton back together with what bones were present, with new glue and wire. She reinforced the old glue and made sure the skeleton was stable. The front feet were arranged in a tray due to the lack of time to assemble them correctly. You can find more information about these items at thepember.org under Museum Past Exhibitions.